Hi, this is Brent with repree. This is going to be a tutorial video on how to submit documents through to your office. This is, of course, if your office is using the repree broker solution and it is enabled for document submission through to your conveyancers and transaction managers and admins. To start, you're going to log into repree the way you normally would. And in the situation we have going on here, I've already created my customer transaction and I've loaded some documents in for them, and I want to go through and submit those documents through to the office. So I'm going to start by clicking on the customer name over here and select the transaction that contains the documents I need to submit through to the office. Once I'm selected on the transaction, I'm going to click the Submit button, which is located just above the document list. Now at this point in time we need to select what type of transaction is going into the office, so whether it's a listing submission or a purchase submission, and your office will have created plans that associate with the different submission types. So to do that I'm going to click Add Submission Plan, and from the list in the middle, in this case I'm going to select Purchase Submit. Your office may only have 2 or 3 different submission styles or submission lists, so you just pick the one that best correlates to the transaction you're submitting. In this case, Purchase Submit, and then I'll scroll down and click the Add Plan button. This will now take these items and put them into my submission list as tasks that I need to complete. In this case it's specified I need to submit my agency disclosure, purchase contract, FinTrack, and a notice is an optional document here. To attach documents to individual tasks, all I'm going to do is click the Documents button on the right hand side. So I'll start with agency disclosure, and I'm going to click the Documents button, and it's going to show me all available documents within this transaction. So I'm going to check off the document that correlates to this task, and in this case it's agency disclosure, and I'm going to select Save and Submit. It will give me a notification identifying who is going to be reviewing this document. In this case it's my transaction manager, so I'm just going to hit Submit, and that document has now been submitted through to the office. I'm going to do the same thing for the additional tasks for purchase contract and FinTrack. So again I will select Documents, select my purchase contract, Save and Submit, and Submit. In this case, both these documents have now been submitted through to the reviewer. We'll see that the documents are listed as being attached, and both of these tasks are in a submitted status. Once reviewed, once reviewed and approved, these will flip to completed tasks. If for whatever reason your reviewer rejects it, for example you're missing an initial or something like that, it will come back to you and the status will be in returned state. If I have a document that is not on this list but I still want to submit that through to the office, I can do that by adding a submission activity. This may be for one-off documents that may not necessarily appear in every transaction and maybe something specific to the transaction you're working on. So in this case I'm going to add submission activity, and I'm going to create a task for sale of buyer's home condition because that's something that may not be included in every transaction that I do. Now this document does still need to be reviewed even though I'm creating this task by myself, so I'm going to check off Requires Review and select who the reviewer is, and you'll want to select your transaction manager, your conveyancer, your office admin. So I'm going to select my transaction manager, and I'm also going to say that I need to put a document on this, and I'm going to create this task. And what we'll see now is I have a new task for sale of buyer's home. I can again select Documents Required, check off the document that I want to submit, hit the Save and Submit button, and that document will again be submitted through to the office. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to call or email us, and we will certainly be there to provide any support on the submission side of the brokerage features.